This is Michael Popok, Legal AF. The greatest sign that the New York Attorney General believes she's winning her case against Donald Trump. She's calling him in 2 weeks to the stand in her case in chief to testify on her behalf as a hostile witness. There's no more hostile witness than Donald Trump. And on November the 6th, he will be testifying. His daughter, Ivanka Trump, as we just did in a hot take here on the MeidasTouch Network, she's been ordered as of this morning to testify against Donald Trump, ultimately, her brothers and the Trump organization. And we think that testimony, which is going to be a freewheeling Ivanka Trump unplugged, is going to happen next week. Now, Donald Trump, he who sat for a 6-hour deposition about 7 months ago that was actually taken by the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, even though she's not doing the actual courtroom work right now. We'll have to see and we'll have to set up a betting pool, who is going to be the lawyer for the New York Attorney General to actually cross-examine Donald Trump. Believe me, they are fighting to grab that reign. If I'm a lawyer in the New York Attorney General's office, I want to be the one that cross-examines Donald Trump. We might even see Letitia James do it. But what this signals to me as a practicing trial lawyer in a courtroom, or in this particular courtroom in the New York State Supreme Court at 60 Center Street in Manhattan, where I regularly appear, what this signals to me is that they have Donald Trump dead to rights and evidence. And it doesn't matter what he says in response to questions. Remember, since he's a hostile witness, they don't have to ask him open-ended questions. Tell us the story about 40 Wall Street, your building you own. Tell us the story about Trump Tower and the Golden Escalator. Forget that. This is cross-examination, hard-hitting. You fudged the books. You gave the instruction to Alan Weisselberg to change the numbers on your financial statements. You told Michael Cohen in no uncertain terms to raise your net worth by several $1 million. You told your daughter that she could buy an apartment in Trump Tower for $8 million while you listed it on the books for $25 million. Didn't you, sir? Didn't you, sir? Isn't that right? Isn't that true? That's cross-examination. That's what you get to do to a hostile witness. Yes or no questions and answers. And when Donald Trump gets inevitably frustrated by that line of questions, because he wants to be treated like the President Trump that he keeps claiming that he still is, impersonating a sitting president. That should be a charge. That should be a new charge brought against him, impersonating a public official, because he keeps calling himself President Donald Trump. We have one president at one time in this country, and that guy's name is Joe Biden. But he'll start, I know it. He's already freaking out, Donald Trump, in courtroom, listening to other people's testimony. When he hears Michael Cohen say something he doesn't like, or like he stands up, gesticulates, gets upset, runs away. He actually, a couple of days ago, we have a clip of it, he ran out of the courtroom, Donald Trump, because he didn't like what he heard. Right? Then he goes in the courtroom and he starts saying things that get him gagged and admonished by the judge. The judge has already declared just 3 days ago that after Donald Trump had to do a quick on-the-record testimony about his violation of the gag order, the judge said, I don't believe a word you say. I'm the trier of fact. It's not credible what you're saying to me, and you're not telling the truth. And I said at the time in a hot take, well, when he finally takes the stand in several months in the case by when they bring up their defense, to be frank, I never thought that Letitia James and the New York Attorney General would have the brass ones to bring Donald Trump in their case in chief. I should have known better. Why am I underestimating the New York Attorney General? She's running almost a perfect trial so far in building up her evidence. And you only do that when you want to catch the other side flat-footed. I am sure that Alina Habba and Chris Keiss and Donald Trump and his children didn't think that Letitia James would have the gravamen, the cojones, to grab Donald Trump and put him in the stand and put him under oath. But now, he's invited this because of his outbursts, because of his attacking the principal law clerk in the New York Attorney General's case, because of attacking the judge, attacking Letitia James, attacking the witnesses, attacking Michael Cohen, losing his, what's the legal term for this? Losing his shit in the hallway every day to the press, to the fawning press from Fox News, calling him Mr. President, right? And giving him softballs to hit. He is losing it. And so now she's right. This is the perfect time to get him under oath and put him in the box, which means from now until November 6th, he better be sitting Donald Trump with his lawyers getting prepared. The problem is Donald Trump, by his DNA, is almost incapable of being properly prepared for a deposition. I've had witnesses like this. You have to manage the situation. They're not very good. You have to prep them hours upon dozens and dozens and dozens of hours, and they still don't do that great. The most they can hope for is that he doesn't completely kill the case for the defense. But I think there's a good chance that he will say one, if not half a dozen things that actually kill his case, because he'll be outsmarted and outfoxed by Letitia James, because they know where they want to go with the questions and he doesn't, because they know every document that they have on their computers, on their servers, in the room, in boxes, and Donald Trump doesn't. And there's no way he's going to take the time to study and learn all of the documents that are in this case. He never studied his presidential briefing book when he was president of the United States and the national security of the country was at risk. You think he's going to start reading boxes of checks and documents and financial statements? I assure you, having been in this chair before, with people kind of like Donald Trump, but not exactly, he's not going to have the patience to look at every document. If they are able to show him a dozen pieces of paper, his lawyers, to prepare him for his testimony, I'd be shocked. And so this is to the advantage, again, of the New York Attorney General. They'll have an ill-prepared, unprepared, combustible witness on the stand who's seething literally in the courtroom. He's spitting out his words now on the stand with Judge Engoron up on the bench wearing a black robe, and alongside him, the principal law clerk who they've been busy demonizing because she has a major function and role in the courtroom during trials, and Donald Trump having to testify, not as President Donald Trump, as Donald Trump under oath sworn to tell the truth for the first time in years. It's easy to stand in the court in the steps of the courthouse or in the hallway and start to litigate your case. It's harder when the wooden door's shut, you're sitting in the box, and you're sworn to tell the truth. And they're ready the New York Attorney General, to impeach Donald Trump, to find that he committed perjury, because they have his deposition transcript and it will be tabbed and it will be cross-referenced and they will have it at their fingertips. And one of the 10 lawyers that's in the courtroom for the New York Attorney General will run up to the lawyer doing the examination, doing the actual cross-examination, and say, here, he just lied. See, page 16, line 40, line 22 of the deposition. He said the exact opposite. Because Donald Trump can't keep his lies straight. That's the problem with a lie. They've done the neurological mapping of the brain. Something that is true actually carves a line in the brain. And that's why you never forget it. Something that's a lie doesn't. A lie and a truth in your brain map onto your brain differently. He's never going to remember all the lies he's ever told. And he'll get tied up in knots by a skilled cross-examiner. As I said, the only question is it going to be Letitia James? Oh, wouldn't that be sweet justice for Letitia James, who's been sitting like a Cheshire Cat smile person in the courtroom watching Donald Trump act out, and she made the decision. Now is the time. She pushed the button, right? She pushed Donald Trump's button, and she pushed the button on now is the time to put Donald Trump in the chair. The narrative is, we have the momentum, we have the narrative. We got him on the run. We got to keep him on the run. To paraphrase a great football coach, that's Letitia James, the grand strategist. Time for Donald Trump. And while we won't have a camera there, unfortunately, except when he first takes the stand and he goes out in the hallway, we do have people in the courtroom who are accurately reporting what's happening and will be able to know what's happening. But think about this from a momentum perspective. You have the first 3 weeks of the trial, which has been made up of what I call the AAA witnesses: auditors, accountants, and appraisers. Inside the company, outside the company, former employees, current employees, or soon to be former employees, as I like to call it. Auditors, outside auditors who quit the client, Donald Trump, because he was untrustworthy. CFOs, chief financial officers for Donald Trump, who went to jail for tax fraud related to the Trump organization. Controllers, financial control executives, who reported to the chief financial officer, who the only reason he didn't go to jail is because he got immunity and testified against the Trump organization, right? lower level people that Donald Trump didn't even know their name in his deposition who testified against him, including Patrick Burney, the assistant vice president reporting to Alan Weisselberg, who said, not Michael Cohen, him, Bernie, who said Weisselberg gave us the instruction, including to Michael Cohen, that Donald Trump, our boss, wanted the numbers fudged and fixed and inflated. That's already happened. And all the documents. And then Ivanka is going to go first. Oh, I love this. That's why I love what I do. Can you tell? They're putting Ivanka on first. The first daughter. I used to call her the first daughter, maybe girlfriend. Sorry. He has let's just put it this way. Donald Trump has a strange and unorthodox relationship with his daughter. Not my words. It's based on his own comments about her body, about her beauty, about her appearance. I don't know. It's creepy to me. I'll just leave it at that. So she is going to testify. There's a reason the Jan 6 committee used in one of their sessions video of Ivanka Trump testifying against ultimately Donald Trump, because they knew that would cut him to the quick. That would hit him in the solar plexus. And they're doing it again in the Manhattan, in the New York Attorney General case for civil fraud. Same thing. Daddy's little girl is going to have to, who's now an adult and operates a business out of Trump Tower, is going to have to testify next week. And you know Donald Trump's going to be there for that. That one he's going to miss. He's going to be there for that as well. You know, and then whatever face the court sketch artist draws. And then the week after that, it's time for Big Daddy. Big Daddy's got to get on the hot tin roof and be cross-examined by the New York Attorney General's office. Oh, I wish I was in that office. I'd be fighting tooth and nail to take the lead of that cross-examination. But we'll report it right here. And how we got there and the build to this moment and the analysis that goes into it. One place, MeidasTouch Legal AF. It's what you think. It's every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the MeidasTouch Network on their YouTube channel. Right here, free subscribe. Get them to 2 million. They're at 1.7 million. Get them to 2 million. The bigger they get, grassroots style, the more your voice is heard and resonates. If you like that, then go listen to the audio version of the podcast. And that's on wherever you get your audio podcast from, on whatever platform. If you like what I'm doing here on hot takes like this one, I'm a practicing lawyer, trial lawyer nationally for 32 years, and I do it in courtrooms and courthouses, just like the one I'm talking about. I'm a New York barred lawyer, right? I've been practicing here since 1992 and in this courtroom, right? I took my oath of office. I got sworn into the member of the bar just 2 blocks away from this at the First Department, the appellate court over all of these issues. So this means something to me, right? And I want to bring it to you with that kind of passion, but reasonable analysis, not blowing smoke or sunshine. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Helps with the ratings. So until my next hot take, until my next Legal AF, this is Michael Popok reporting.
Hey, Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.